welcome back to the channel. My name is Tara and this is Life Over Debt, and I just thought I'd check in with you guys to do a little update about the past couple of weeks. First off, I want to say thank you to every single one of you, for your comments, your prayers, your thoughts, your virtual hugs. It means so much to me. I have read every single comment on my last video. I didn't answer them. I did heart them, but I did read them. I did answer one, and that's going to be something that we discuss here in a little bit. Only one spam comment out of that whole thing, so I was really happy to see that. I want to thank all of you for checking in on me, either messaging me on Instagram or Etsy or email. I 100% appreciate every single one of you. Again, thank you to my friend Steph for checking up on me and keeping sending me the funny reels and everything, because I do need a laugh every now and then. And then thanks to my friend Liz and Les for just listening to me bawl and sob to her on the phone. And you know, my friend Steph, Budget with Mama Bear, sent me a card. Jackie at the Blessed Daisy Budget sent me a whole bunch of goodies and everything else. It's just been amazing. I did not think, I wanted to let my friends here know what was going on in my life and not just disappear. I didn't want to disappear on you guys, so I wanted to tell you what was going on, so you knew that it was going to be like a hot minute until I come back. But I did not expect that video to explode. I've gotten so many messages from people who've never seen me, who've never watched one of my budgeting videos. And if you're new here, that's what I do. I do cash budgeting and savings challenges and everything like that. But you guys didn't know me, and you felt something to leave me a comment and even subscribe. I still haven't even done my 1,000 subscriber video, and I'm almost up to 1,500 by now. I hope to have that done next week. Yeah. I will let you know that I have been doing a little bit of budgeting behind the scenes. I've been doing my debt binder and my Monday minis and a couple of my sinking fund categories. Been doing that off camera. Okay, so we're going to go back to where I left off with you guys last time. So it was Tuesday the 9th when I left off with you. I did go have lunch with two of the girls. And just so everybody knows, when I say kids, Kenny and Devona's kids, their youngest are 19. They're twins. And they're 19, they're going to be 20, but they're still kids to me. But I did have lunch with the twins. Jim, myself, and Dusty did, and we talked about some things that day, kind of about the arrangements and all that. And then on Tuesday night, a bunch of us met up, just kind of like at a local bar that serves food and everything, just to kind of be together. So that was that. And then on Wednesday was when their bodies were ready to come home from Springfield, Illinois. So my best friend, Dusty and Tim organized the ride, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. And now thinking back at it, here I go again. I'm sorry. We did all meet up back in Paris, Illinois. And that was the first time I got to see Kathleen. She was just too tired to go to lunch the day before from traveling from England. I got to see her and hug her and everything, and then everybody met up. There was about 100 motorcycles that showed up, and a bunch of cars. When the hearse when they were coming down the road, the girls wanted to have them pull up to us in the parking lot we were at, and that was the first time they were near their parents since Saturday, and they lost it, and so did we, for them, for the hurt that they had. But they're so strong. So yeah, so anyways, Paris is about 30 minutes from where I live. And if you know anything about Indiana, Vincennes University, it's, you know, south of us, but north of Evansville. The procession went from Paris, Illinois to Vincennes. We had a police escort, and an ambulance escort, and fire trucks the whole way, which is about 2 hours. And it was amazing. We were in the front. We were in the second row of bikes, just behind 2 cars, which held the kids and Dusty, because she couldn't ride that day, but I did ride. And I couldn't see the back of the procession. I tried and I couldn't. For the longest time, I didn't realize there were fire trucks back there in the very, 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 very back. But we rode about 30 miles an hour for what should have been a 2-hour trip. So it was very long, but so many people out on the roads at every spot. Yeah, they had the roadblocks and all the little towns and everything, and we just had, because it's a divided highway, it's Highway 41, it's a divided highway, we had the whole side of the southbound lanes to ourselves. And yeah, it was beautiful. They flew the garrison flag, which I didn't know, but at the time it is the largest United States flag used by the United States Army, and it's only flown for special occasions. And they put that up as we drove through the town they lived in. Like, it was beautiful, but we were very sore at the end of it. So yeah, that took quite a while. And then after, we just a few of us stopped to have a bite to eat, and we learned some information that wasn't too pleasing, I guess you could say, regarding the scene, because we didn't get to see everything, because of course, once, you know, the ambulances and all that, the medics and all that started arriving, Dusty and I were whisked away into an ambulance to cool down and to kind of try to compose ourselves. That didn't happen, but we missed a lot of what was going on outside. And yeah, we missed some things that we were told happened, because every single medic that was on the scene knew Kenny. They had either worked with him at one time or just knew him in their regular life. So so yeah, on Wednesday, that's that. And then on Thursday, I had an appointment with my nurse practitioner. It was already set up to go to her, but she did, you know, change some of my medicines around and started a new one to help with the ADHD. So I started that, and then after that, Dusty and I traveled back down to Vincennes so that we could say goodbye to Devona, because she was going to be cremated that day as her wishes. And it was just her family, their family, kids, their significant others, and mom, and Piper, the oldest grandchild. She's 10. She's amazing. But we got to see her, and we got to say our goodbyes. and we got to kiss her goodbye. Sorry guys. But yeah, and then after Dusty and I went back to that same little Mexican restaurant we ate the night before, and just, you know, had a little meal. And then that night we all, well, Dusty and I and my friend Tasha ended up at Dusty's house to make picture boards for their funeral. That was Thursday. Friday, I don't think anything much happened during the day, and we're talking about the 12th now. And it just so happened to be Jim and I's anniversary, and we both forgot. And I was in here doing some work at my desk, and I looked over and I seen it, and I told him, I said, hey, you know, happy anniversary. And he just felt so bad because he forgot. And I was like, I did too, you know, kind of didn't really feel like, you know, in the celebrating mood. But their kids had it arranged for, since Devona didn't have a showing and wasn't going to have a service, they arranged for a party in her honor at their house that night. And, you know, just grilling hot dogs and having food and just everybody getting together. And it was quite large. And, you know, Tasha kept working on her picture board at that day because she didn't have any pictures printed out Thursday. So when we were doing them, so I printed them off Friday for her. But, yeah, we were just celebrating her because, you know, their dad was going to have a funeral, and, you know, they just felt like she needed something too. So that's what we did. And then one of the guys that's in another motorcycle club that we're friends with, he came around with a cosmic brownie split in two. It was, you know, he broke it apart, and they put a bunch of candles in it for me and Jim for our anniversary. And I lost it again. Yeah. So Friday night we went home because a bunch of the guys were going to go back to Vincent's that morning and escort Kenny back to where the funeral would be held, and it was in a high school gym. And it was pretty packed. There was a lot of people there. A friend of ours gave their, you know, did the service, and then, you know, gave a chance for some people to talk. And we were thinking about it, and we didn't want to talk. And then Dusty and I decided at the last minute that we wanted to say things, and it didn't make any sense at all because nothing came up that I wanted to say, but everybody said it was beautiful. And then Tim and Jim both talked, and we basically just wanted everybody to know that they were having a great time that day. Sorry if you can hear the train in the back. Then we went to the cemetery, and that was another procession that was pretty beautiful, and there was even more people there that day. So, matter of fact, our friend who did the service was almost tried to do the service at the gravesite, and there were still people coming in. We said, you have to wait. And Piper, the grandchild, she kept coming in between me and Dusty anytime she saw us cry and just hug us. And she did really good until it was time to put her papa in the ground. But she was strong enough, she wanted to shovel some dirt in there for him. So we did that. And then after that, they had like a little dinner at like an American Legion. We went over there and then ate and helped clean up. And then they had another benefit going on at a bar, you know. They were doing a benefit for them there, so we stopped by there for a little bit, and we were kind of last to leave. It was me because I drove that day because I had my daughter, and my son and my mom were with me earlier, but they had went home. So it was me and like 9 bikes. So I'm very protective of the bikes when I'm driving behind them, making sure nobody does anything stupid. So I followed them home. But anyways, after that, there was another motorcycle accident just right before we turned off. That guy had been at the funeral that day and was going home to his wife, his pregnant wife, and his 3 kids. And a lady turned in front of him and he passed away. I am just so sick and tired of people not watching, you know. But anyways, so, you know, that first week was a busy week, so we were pretty busy. Last week was a little harder because we didn't have anything to keep our minds occupied. I dove into some house projects. I redid my room in here again, added some new wallpaper and everything, and been deep cleaning deep cleaning my house. I just deep cleaning and purging. It's what I've been wanting to do. And Friday night came along and we had the Tesla concert that night, and it was one of our friends' birthday weekends, so there was a lot of us there, and we actually got some pit passes to go up to the pit to the stage. And it was hard for me and Dusty that night because they should have been there. So we did a lot of crying, we did a lot of laughing, but it was hard because now everything's settled down and back to reality. It was hard. And I had mentioned Sunday, the day after the funeral, how I think it would be nice, because today, Wednesday, the 24th, is Kenny's birthday. I had mentioned to Jim how it'd be nice to go back and do the ride again and go back to where we ate and have a piece of coconut cream pie for Kenny for his birthday, and then we would go by the crash site and, you know, let everybody see kind of in real life what happened, so we could explain it to them so they could see it better. And they did. They saw it. Kathleen, Kate, Jim walked her through everything, even though she was just tore up. But she wanted to know. So we put some crosses up. We planted some flowers that a nice Amish woman gave to my friends when they was looking for some flowers, and there was nowhere around to get any. And she offered, after hearing the story, she offered them 2 lavender plants from her own garden, and she went and she dug them up and put them in plastic buckets for them so we could plant them. And just little acts of kindness has been amazing this week. So that brings us up to today. Like I said, it's Kenny's birthday, so happy heavenly birthday. I do have a photo frame up here now with all my favorite pictures of them. I miss them so much, but they are still here. They leave little clues and everything and do stuff just to scare the living crap out of us, but so we know they're here. Jim went Sunday on the 21st and he got a tattoo. I will try to insert a picture. It's not a very good picture because just the way it's right here on his arm, just the way it's situated. And this is not for everybody, so yeah, I totally get if it just grosses you out, but it doesn't me. We got some of her ashes, and with her kids' permission, he did put some of the ashes, just a little bit, into the ink for his tattoo for the wings for Devona. And Dusty and I and my friend Tasha are going to get our tattoo this coming up Sunday on the 28th, and we're doing the same so that we can take her with us wherever we go, because she can't anymore. So we wanted to take her everywhere with us. So yeah, and I'm sorry if you hear my washer go in the background. I'm trying to get everything ready for Jim leaves this Friday the 26th. It's actually my birthday. They're leaving for Sturgis. They're taking the campers and the bikes up, and Dusty and I leave next week, so I'm trying to get everything ready for that. So anyways, I did have a comment. I'm going to take a drink of coffee really quick. Sorry guys. I did have a comment on that video from a person who kind of deep dove into the story and what happened. And I will let you know the first story, the first news story that was put out right after this happened, said that the car was passing another vehicle. That's not the case. It was not passing another vehicle. There was another car there. So, you know, just to get that story straight, we did contact the news and tell them that they need to fix that, because that's not what happened. I don't know where they got that information at, but do better, you know, reporting a story. So, I will let you know, I've got to be kind of careful what I say, because there are lawyers involved now, and as there should be, because if I could tell you everything, you would 100% agree with me. But I will let you know, those people were not looking at the road. They were looking down. Me and Jim were in front. We seen it with our own eyes. Like I said before, the passenger at the last second, right before we passed him, he looked up and locked eyes with me. And after going back to the crash site, and just seeing for sure what I thought was the case, if they had just kept their heads down, everybody would still be alive. Because the way they were traveling off the road, and their tires, their driver's side tires were all the way into the grass on our side of the road. And somebody jerked the wheel, and I believe it was the passenger, because he was the only one looking up. And in doing that, they hit Kenny head on. If they had just kept going straight, they would have missed him. They might have, they might have gotten hurt a little bit, but nothing compared to what happened. So that's what happened. We did get a report, the officer's report, about the scene of the crash. And they were untruths. They were not the truth with the stories they told them. But their stories, I guess, have changed multiple times. At this point, we're not sure who was actually driving the car. If it was actually the woman who was driving the car or somebody else. Because there was 3 people in the car. I'm not going to say any more about that right now. But, one untruth I will say is that the passenger, the one who looked up at me, claimed in that report that he had been sleeping the entire time and didn't wake up until the point of impact. And I've told you guys from the beginning, he looked straight in my eyes. I knew exactly what he looks like. I see his face in my head at all times, and his eyes. And then one person said that the motorcycle came out of nowhere. And so yeah, right now, we're still grieving. We're still grieving right now. We still have our days. We still have our moments. there's a lot of dark humor involved. And that's just kind of a way of processing. That's the way they process things too. So, you know, that's why we got along so well, because we were all so much alike. And, but we're angry. We are angry because this did not need to happen. Did not need to happen whatsoever. And all I know is that, as far as I know, there's an ongoing investigation. The only thing so far is that the owner of the car has been cited for improper lane usage. But I know that, you know, law does take time. So, you know, we're just gonna keep chugging along and make sure that everybody's doing their job the way they're supposed to. Because yeah, you know, no amount of money can bring those kids' parents back at all. But I want them to get as much as they possibly can from that family, because it was senseless. It's a senseless tragedy, you know. I waited so long to make this video because I thought that I could do it without breaking down, and I'm sorry that I did, and I'm sorry it's just rambling. You guys know me. But yeah, it's senseless, and we can't wrap our head around why it happened and why they weren't paying attention to the road. When we did go back out to last Saturday, we still find more pieces of the bike and other little things that were theirs. I mean, people have been out, I don't know how many times now, to go out there and just kind of look, and they keep finding stuff. Here comes Lucy. Sorry, if you guys are new here, I have a Great Dane and her name's Lucy, and she's loud, right? Yeah. But yeah, we keep finding things, you know, every time we go back. One guy went out to the crash site, and he works for a fire department here in Indiana, and he found Kenny's glasses. I mean, intact. So, well, yeah. So I think that's all I have for right now, you guys. I will bring out my debt binder next week and show you how much we're going to send to debt this month, because that is still my journey. As far as anything else, the budget's been out the window. We've had so many unexpected expenses come up these past few weeks that we're just trying to survive right now, and I'm not really worried about that part. So yeah, I love, hey, don't mind. So I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your hugs. They mean so much to me. You guys know I love you. I try to let you know that every single day, and I try to let people that, you know, in my life know that I love them every single day. I don't walk away or get off the phone with a friend now without telling them that I love them, because I want them to know, and I want you guys to know that you've helped me so much. And I'm sorry for not like answering back comments. I couldn't. But I've been watching you guys all, just so you know. I've been watching you. You guys have been keeping me company and keeping my mind off of everything, and I appreciate you. And, you know, anybody who's mentioned, you know, to pray for me in their video, I, you know, tried to tell them thank you. So I will see you guys soon, I hope. All right, one more time, I love you again. Bye.